Hi everyone, thanks for watching. In this video, I'll explain how to properly name binary ionic compounds that don't have transition metals. What this video is really about is something called chemical nomenclature, and nomenclature is just a fancy word for a naming system, and a naming system is just a fancy way to say what should we call that substance. Most of this video series has started off featuring the ionic bond between sodium and bromine. So we know a whole lot about its transfer of electrons, the electron configuration, the cation, the anion, the attraction between the two. What we don't know is the proper name of this substance. Should we call it sodium bromine, sodium bromide, sodium bromate, bromite, maybe even bromated sodium? Understanding chemical nomenclature will give you the proper version of these. We should also mention that over time there's been lots of different ways to name chemical substances. The particular method that this video will cover has been decided on by the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC for short. This organization is the universally recognized authority in chemical naming, and they exist just to make sure that no matter where you are on the globe, scientists are all calling NABR the same thing. So finally, let's get into the naming rules for binary ionic substances by first clarifying what we even mean by binary. These are the easy ones. It's the best place to start. Binary means that it's a substance made of only two elements, two types of elements, one metal and one non-metal, just like our example NABR. So the first rule for naming an ionic substance is to just name the cation. Remember, the cation will be the metal and it will always be written first. You just name it by using the name of the element. So Na is sodium, so just write the word sodium, and that's going to be the first part of this substance's name. The second thing you do is name the anion, and the anion is always written second in the formula. It will also always be a nonmetal. And you name that anion by using the name of the element also, but we have to change the ending in this case to IDE. So Br is bromine, but we'll drop the ene and instead change it to IDE, making the full name for NABR sodium bromide. It's also probably a good idea to write these two rules down since they make up the only two key ideas for this video. And once you've done that, let's take a look at a couple other examples. What if you saw MgCl2 and were asked to name it? We start with the metal on the left-hand side first. Mg is magnesium, and remember we don't change that name at all. On the right-hand side, the anion, the nonmetal, Cl is chlorine, but we drop the ene and change it to IDE, making the full name magnesium chloride. Notice there is a little number 2 here next to the Cl. Those numbers won't change the name at all. For the last two examples, let's get rid of the rules, and why don't you try pausing the video to see if you can name these yourself before we go over the answers. Li2O, you'd start with the Li, which is lithium. Don't do anything to change that name. O is oxygen, but we drop the ending, change it to IDE. This would be lithium oxide. And one more, Al2S3. We've got aluminum on the left. Don't change that name at all. Sulfur on the right. Drop the ending, change it to IDE. This is aluminum sulfide. That concludes this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Here's a brief summary.